chat. I like the energy I see. Couple quick announcements, opportunities really. The One Take J placement opportunity is going down right now on beatstars.world/opportunities. One Take J is looking for beats for his upcoming album. So he's looking for up-tempo beats that bang. And it also looks as though he's looking for very specific tempo ranges from 100 to 105 beats per minute, but no genres off limits. So it's wide open within the confines of the 100 to 105 BPM restriction. Submissions end July 28th, so you have plenty of time. The link is in the chat. Shout out to thanks, Bufo. I'm not. I showered though. That's why I smell so good. Shout out to Sydney in the chat, posting the link so I don't have to speak out. beatstars.world/opportunities, but I'm doing it anyway. And then also Twitter Spaces. BeatStars has a Twitter Space, as you know, or as you may know, every single weekday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means the second we're done here with Majestic, log on to twitter.com/BeatStars or just at BeatStars on Twitter. If you don't already follow them, you should. And you can log right on for another free session, this time with Jamil discussing BeatStars basics. They're interactive. So if you really want to just drop a beat selling knowledge bomb onto yourself, you can do that back to back every Thursday, and it's completely free. So without further ado, let me bring on our special guest today, Majestic, which is a duo. So Andre and David, good afternoon. Actually, what time is it where you are?
Right now it's 9 p.m.
Oh, it's so bright out.
Yeah, it's because of the lights.
Okay. I was like, oh, it looks like they're outside and it's sunny.
No, we aren't, man.
So where are you currently based?
Sorry. No, you go on, man. Easy.
We are from Luxembourg, so it's a small country near France, Germany, and Belgium.
Yeah,
so
I've been there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We toured all over France, and I know Luxembourg is a very proud area because culturally it's unique in that area, right?
Yeah, it is. Actually, it is. It's quite small, but you know, it has a lot. You have a lot to see. Did you see anything, or is it just passing by?
No, we played a show there. It was a good show, I remember.
Oh, really? Oh, crazy. Yeah, nice.
So shout out to where you're from. Okay, so already I'm wanting to talk about the duo dynamic, but first, how long have you been making beats?
We've been making beats, since 2013. That's also when we started the YouTube channel.
Okay, so then my research was kind of accurate. I want to talk about that. Yeah, it was accurate. What am I talking about? So you know, it's a challenge always to give interviews as a duo. I know I've done it with a group, and you never know whose turn it is to speak and who wants to answer a question, that kind of thing. I imagine that that's just as challenging when you get into the studio and you're working and you're handling business and you're splitting responsibilities. How did you decide to team up and create a production team?
Do you want to answer this question?
No,
I can go ahead. I'll just start. Maybe you can add something to it.
Yes.
I just said, we know each other since college. I know David now for 15 years, and we started making music together. Basically, we were rappers before we started making beats, and just messing around with all kind of softwares back at that time. I don't know if you're familiar with Acid Pro or...
Yeah, I still use Acid Pro actually.
For real, man, really crazy. And just messing around with music. We were at college at that time. We played soccer together, so we basically were friends, and it just came up naturally to team up when it came to make music. And eventually in 2013, when we started the YouTube channel, it was like, okay, so this is fun, this is a hobby, let's just make beats, upload to the channel every week and just see what happens. There was never like this, you do that, I do this. It's really like and still to this day we don't talk about it. It just comes naturally. And you see sometimes when people want to talk to us, we just don't really know who should talk first. This just comes naturally, at least with us. In anything we do, also business, sometimes he does stuff, sometimes he doesn't have time, and he just asks me to take over, or I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, but we really are like in a very natural way of doing things, you know.
So you started making beats together in 2013, you said? Oh no, we lost them. Okay, I didn't. So you started in 2013, you said, making beats together?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then you immediately started uploading them as well.
Yes.
So it wasn't a matter of you thinking you were going to make money. What was your goal at that time? Just to have fun?
Yeah, only fun, and like maybe also to have opinions of other people, you know, because you are just there in the room doing beats, and you want to know, okay, does someone feel something when you do that beat? And yes, it was just we were just kind of curious.
And what happened when you started uploading beats?
Well, at first, not much, to be honest. Like in 2013, when you start uploading beats, you just, like David says, we just want to see how and if any people react to it in the first place. And, we just upload beats for fun. And just that idea to have a channel, because at that time, I don't know if it was at your place the same, but here in Europe, we had these websites. You could create your own website, put your music into it, your pictures, and then people would comment and stuff, And that's when we came up. Okay, let's make a YouTube channel too, and we started making beats. And yeah, the very first ones, we immediately started to upload them without questioning anything. And the goal at that time, if there was a goal, it was really to have fun and to see. And just to say, hey, let's create a YouTube channel so that we have something more or something else, because at that time here in Luxembourg, nobody was doing YouTube at all. So we basically just wanted to make something different, I guess. And yeah.
So how long did it take from your very first upload to when you started actually making a living off of beats?
When we really started doing this, I would say 2018, 18 maybe, or that's when we started also the company.
Yeah.
Like really professionally, I would say 2017, 2018. Yeah. So like 5 years, I would say.
So a full 5 years it took you to get to the point where you could quit your jobs and just make music full time.
Yeah. Yes. And like having a real salary here in Luxembourg, and live off the music, 5 years, I would say.
I mean, if I can add something to it, it also depends where you live.
Yeah.
And what the circumstances are and how the cost of living is. If you would ask that question to somebody who would be living in, I don't know, Croatia or Spain, he would have answered you something else. But in this circumstance here in Luxembourg, we've been living from music since 2018, where we started the company and paying taxes and all this shit.
Okay, so 5 years. What would you say were some of the habits or some of the actions you took that allowed your business to grow to that point?
And definitely, I know, yeah, it sounds cliche, but the first thing comes to my mind is always keep going to be consistent. And we found our niche, I guess. I want to make really clear, if you listen to our beats, you know that we make these kind of sad hip hop type beats, and people have been sticking with us with that sound for a long time now, and we still do it to this day, and it still works. So, I mean, being consistent, and especially when you find your niche, being consistent towards that kind of sound that people want from you. And then another strategy, I'd say, it's really get better, man. Like study what can you do better, and you know, your sound, and also collaborate a lot. We collaborated with people whom we could learn a lot from, to be honest. And now when you talk about YouTube, also
I would say
be
also
lucky a little bit that we had one beat in 2015 which took off really, really crazy, and it pushed the channel like a lot. Our most viewed beat nowadays has 13 million views, and this beat at that time was being used for remixes, for people would steal that beat and upload stuff. And this was actually how we get our first placement ever with Pond Rondo, because he used this exact beat. And yeah, man, like consistency, which leads to a little bit with a little bit of luck, leads to success, I guess.
And if I just can add something, I would say also, like I said before, this thing about being curious, like doing your research. Like in the beginning, you just put tags like beat, instrumental, and being curious, like doing your research, like, you know, you have to put like sad beats, all that stuff. And now that we are talking about YouTube, to see what you can do better for your channel,
Yeah, exactly.
tags, your thumbnails, all that marketing stuff, you have to be on point.
Yeah, you just said a whole lot, so I want to ask a lot of questions, but I have to break that down first.
Okay.
Gosh, where do I begin? Well, let's switch gears for a second. I want to get back to YouTube and consistency and everything, and talk about your niche. Actually, let's talk about your niche. So, sad beats, people are sad still to this day. So sad beats work. You said something though about getting better, and obviously getting better isn't just about marketing. So it's also about improving your beats and your mixing and your sound and refining your sound.
Yes.
How did you even do that? How did you recognize that you needed to get better? A lot of people start making beats and they think, my beats are the greatest on the planet. I don't need to get better. I'm fine. People just need to shut up and buy my beats. You know what I mean? So how did you actually analyze your own work and criticize it to the point where it motivated you to improve? And then how did you improve?
This is a good question. I would make a very simple answer to this, I guess. Like for me personally, if I look back 2 months at my beats and I still find them really great, then I start questioning myself, because then I'm looking really into it, there's something which gotta be trash compared to now. Because if you look back at your old beats, like if I listen to my beats 5 years ago, man, I can't listen to them because drum samples were trash, the mixing was trash, like for me. So I'm really trying to look back at my beats and say, this is trash, right? This is how I function. And when this doesn't happen for a while, then I start to get really technical and see, hey, the mix could be better, the snare could be better mixed and stuff. You know, I just really try to improve as much as I can by looking back at my old stuff clearly. And and you also got to go with the flow. Like 5 years ago, it was a piano with drums, and now you just notice that people use vocal chops, they use layers, some pad layers and stuff. You just adapt also to the current vibe, I guess. And we try to implement modern stuff that you hear on Spotify. You try to implement that in your own sound and just experiment around. But at the end of the day, you gotta just really be having the feeling, okay, I got better because 2 months ago the beat wasn't sounding like it's sounding now, if that makes sense.
So you're simultaneously criticizing your beats, but then also giving yourself credit for improving?
Yeah, exactly.
And then in practical terms, how did you improve this? So for example,
Oh yeah.
I'll talk about mixing because that's
Mhm.
always something difficult. How did you improve your mix? What were some mistakes that you were making, and how did you even get to the point where you could fix them?
Yeah, I think that's something that we still today we try to improve every day,
Mhm.
because we are never like 100% satisfied with our beats or even the songs that we place. Um, we try to analyze a lot the songs that come out, and also beat makers. We have to say, all the producers that upload beats that have a lot of views, you have to analyze them. You have to see, okay, they have a lot of room for the rappers. Sometimes the beats that you produce, they don't have like this room. And checking tutorials, these mixing tutorials, plugins, always new plugins coming out. We check everything.
Mhm.
We have to do our research about it.
Yeah. And yeah, sorry.
No,
No, go on.
I just want to say, basically, just also analyze the songs that they come up.
Yeah, comparing like to others
Yeah.
is a huge thing. And then when you say what do you clearly change, like drum samples and the piano VSTs, or some now we started also to implement real instruments in our beats. Like when we need a violin, we just don't go to Contact anymore, and we call a friend of ours which is violinist, and maybe he can like perform something for, even if it's just like some notes or some chords. It's always different. And like, I mean, the guitar, you tell me, like a guitar, if you have a real one, it's the sound is different as if you take one from Contact. Like these are things that we really try to. Man, I don't want to sound like that we know what we're doing now, but it's always if you are satisfied, like David said, if you are like me, when I'm satisfied, I'm not feeling comfortable somehow. I don't know. I also compare a lot to what's coming out, and especially songs, they are mixed and mastered by professionals, and this is the sound you want to achieve in your beats already, in my opinion. And yeah.
Here's a good question about improving your beats. Someone wants to know how you structure your beats for sale. In your experience, what's the best format for your beat structure?
Yeah, I mean, best beat structure, I'd say now it would be an intro, a short intro, and then start immediately with the hook, because the hook is what will catch the artist most, in my opinion, when he's looking for beats. Because from our experience being in studio, like the first thing artists work on is the hook, because if they have a hook, they have almost the whole song. So starting out with a hook and then go for 12 bars verse, because if artists want to have it longer, they can ask for it. But if it's already too long, a lot of artists love to record to MP3s. It's better you have shorter verses, and then got the second hook, and then you can double everything, small outro, and that's it. That's how we do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Everyone is different,
yeah,
but
I mean, today with all that Spotify, artists want short.
Yeah, short beats. Yeah,
short
definitely.
beats, short tracks. So yeah, we kind of recommend 12 bars.
For the verse.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So hey, I want to congratulate you for going gold on the Cottonwood album. Congratulations for
Thank
that.
you, man.
Thank you.
Is that your first plaque?
Yeah, the very first one.
All right. How did you make that beat?
With Annalie Chopper?
Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of traveled a lot, and for this one we traveled to Berlin, and we met Nyachi, a producer from Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't this beat. No, it was for Dirk. No.
Yes, this one was.
With Nyaji with Dirk, but we talk about the
Annalie
Chopper.
Chopper. Okay,
Yeah,
then we went to Paris.
Too many placements.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to Paris and we met Pyroman Beats, He's a big producer in France, and we did session with him. We did some beats, some loops, and then yeah, he went to LA with Cash Money AP, and they did the song with NLE Chopper, and so we got the placements all three together.
Okay, so it was a collaboration then.
Yes.
Yes.
Got
We
it.
collaborate a lot, and that's what we recommend to everyone. Like, travel a lot, collaborate, shake hands with producers. You have to do it.
Yeah, it's funny because it was the year the beat happened, or at least, yeah. Anyway, it was in 2018. I don't know if you remember. It was like the convention in Atlanta.
Yeah,
where
we met each other in person.
Yeah,
back then,
exactly. And we met also Cash Money AP in that convention. And funny thing is that a week after that convention, when we got home, we traveled then to Paris to another convention. There was a music producer convention in Paris, and there we met Pyroman. And yeah, it's funny because both are French, so these are French guys. They're cool dudes, and we connected with Pyroman, and then they ended up being in the studio together in LA, man, crazy. And they used a loop from us, and yeah, that's how the beat was created, and eventually Choppa hopped on it. I think was the year after that in 2019, and yeah, it came out, and we were lucky enough to be on the album, man. We never thought it would be gold though. It was an EP because it wasn't even an album in the first place, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Which means that a lot of people, a lot of fans supported it. So that makes the story even more fulfilling. What are some of your other recent placements?
Immediately after that, or before that, was Dirk, and yeah, in America was one of the recent placements was Andreas, that TikTok star. The song No Baila. Yeah, that was a very funny song, man. And also the genre was really so different from what we are used to do. So now, I don't know if you have listened to the song yet. It's some kind of reggaeton, you know, summer's anthem. And yeah, we trying now to a little bit, you know, jump away from the hip hop and try different stuff, you know. And in Germany, we've been having a lot of placements in Germany since we signed to Sony Publishing. Yeah, so we are focused there as well a lot in Germany.
Tell me about that Sony deal. When did that publishing deal get offered? Did that have to do with the placements?
Yes, because it was right after this NLE Chop and Lil Durk placements, and we started having some placement in Germany, and we had like a few contacts in Germany, and they knew some guys from Sony, and they were interested in signing us. So yeah, it was the placements.
You don't have to get specific, but I am curious about the publishing deal. So the publishing deal is getting you additional placements. They're helping you, and it's not an admin deal. It's a co-publishing deal, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a Sony, but also another company which is owned by a friend of ours. So they are co-publishers, and yeah, this friend of ours in Berlin, we actually signed to his company, to his publishing company, and we've been having a lot of placements with him together. So it totally makes sense. It's absolutely not an admin deal where they just collect your stuff and that's it.
So did they pay you? Yeah, so they're putting you in sessions. They're giving you creative services. Did that come with an advance?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay, so they paid you in advance. Is it a deal where it's an MDRC where you have to give them a certain amount of records before you're out of the deal, or is it based on a time period?
Both, actually. We gotta hand in a few songs a year, and we have a 3 to 5 year lock-in contract.
Okay, so it's 3 years, but then you can choose. There's an option, and they can choose
Yes,
to re-sign
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay, well that's clear. At this point in your careers, what pays more? Is it beat leasing or is it placements?
Both, I'd say, right? Yeah, if we
Yeah,
look at like if I just
that's
say
a good
that on the
question.
spot, we would have to analyze. But right now, I'd say like very near to 60/40. I think we make a little bit more of selling beats than right as for now for placements, because we don't place, we've not been placing a lot in the US, because obviously in the US they pay a lot more than in Germany. But
Yeah,
yeah, definitely selling business is still really good
yeah.
as for right now.
Did you notice a drop in sales throughout the summer?
Oh yeah.
In sales, I would say YouTube,
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 yeah. Yeah,
YouTube.
in sales was okay because we also use email marketing, if that's a point which you want to address later, or
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in my notes.
okay, yeah. Great. But YouTube is awful, man. It's been very bad for a lot
yeah,
of producers. Not for everyone, I guess, but it hit us hard too, man. Like, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's weird. A lot of people are saying that. So let's talk about YouTube. It looks like you've been uploading beats to your YouTube channel for about 7 years, so that makes sense.
Mhm.
Um, and your oldest upload, which is titled "Alone," has 2.5 million views on it.
Mhm.
Was,
but
was
we
that
have
actually the first beat you ever uploaded?
No.
no. We put some private. We have
Okay.
like 50 or 100 beats private.
Yes, exactly.
Why'd you do that?
You have to analyze also the views.
Because they're trash, man.
I don't want to say it like that.
No, I'm kidding, man. No, it's like, it's I don't know, man. It's really hard to figure out how this algorithm is
Yeah,
changing every month. And we were at that time where it was going very well. We also always had a YouTube partner, and at that time the YouTube partner said, "Hey, man, you should put your videos on private, which are not performing well because the algorithm is fucking you up." Blah blah blah. And then we started to put some videos on private, and
Did it actually
ultimately,
help?
I don't know, man. Like, I think yes, but like I don't feel like anybody can say that he knows how YouTube works. Like, you meet a lot of people that have some strategies and that have like they know what they doing, but man, I think nobody can tell you. I don't really. I really think that even the guys working at YouTube don't really know how it works, man. Like, because we met some people that work at YouTube. Don't gonna drop the names, but and he says, man, like they're evolving constantly. Like the algorithm is changing all the time, and
Does it?
sometimes they don't even. Yeah, sorry. You
Sorry,
say?
does it seem like the algorithm is changing more now than ever? Because I don't know. You've been on there for 7 years. You analyze trends more than me because my YouTube channel is just a mess. And I've really only been consistent on YouTube for the past, I don't know, 2-3 years. And it seems to me that there were some major changes
Mm-hmm.
from maybe my first upload in, I don't know, 2006, where I would wake up and there would be 100,000 views on that video. I have no idea how, but I didn't
yeah,
even care because it just seemed too easy. And now it's like for me to get 10,000 views on a video, even
yeah,
though I
Yeah,
have over 100,000 subscribers, it's like
yeah.
yeah, for us too,
For
man.
us too.
Like, not gonna lie, like you can watch yourself. It's been difficult. I think the main reason, and again, I don't know, like I don't know the absolute truth about this, but I mean, I think that the main reason is that a lot of people are quitting YouTube. Like the customers, the listeners are actually quitting YouTube and spend time on platforms like TikTok or BeatStars, especially if you want to listen to BeatStars. I was telling David like a half an hour ago, man, look at this app. You can write lyrics to the beats and you can listen to it on loop. And this feature, YouTube doesn't have it. So a lot of people, they listen to your beat and they they download it illegally, or they go to BeatStars and download it there, you know, and then they're out of YouTube. And a few years ago and a few years back, it wasn't like that. People would be on YouTube like whole day. They would listen to playlists. They would, you know, just putting your beats in the background. And now they use Spotify for it because it has this loop function, which YouTube still doesn't have, man. And this is for me, I think, a major issue with YouTube right now, which is like making actual people leaving the app. In my opinion, again, I'm not sure, but that's how I
So
see
then,
it.
are you noticing a lot more sales on the BeatStars marketplace?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
And then, are you also putting beats up on Spotify then to respond to
Yes.
where the customers are going?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's working for you.
Yes.
We think,
Yeah. Like for us, we are not, like, again, we are not satisfied, but I actually started using BeatStars promotion, not gonna lie to. It's a great tool and it works.
Yeah.
What kind of BeatStars promotion has worked for you specifically?
The beat one, like the
Yeah,
ones
we
you
tried the profile,
Yeah.
but we kind of prefer the beats. Like we select the beats that we want to promote.
Okay. Yeah, that is interesting, and I can see why people would start migrating away from YouTube and going straight to BeatStars, because there's a search function there. It seems like the playlist function on YouTube is just not what it was before, and they're not really recommending. I don't know if YouTube is just becoming anti-producer, because I have a theory about that. I feel like YouTube is becoming not necessarily anti-producer, but they're deprioritizing beats, because, like you said, if you're selling a beat on YouTube, your goal is to take the person away from YouTube and to your beat store.
Exactly.
So they want you to stay on YouTube, whereas BeatStars will keep you on BeatStars. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like,
That's why they checking how much time they stay on your video.
Watch time.
oh yeah, yeah. The average time is something. If we gonna get technical, the average time is, in my opinion, right now, the major thing, which will determine if your video is gonna rank or not. Which doesn't make really sense, because then you would ask, well, why some producers which have the same average view duration as us, because it's always between 50 seconds and 1 minute 20 or 1 minute 30 at best. Why would they rank and not us? Well, and this is where the algorithm jumps in with with the craziness, man. It depends on how long you've been on YouTube. It depends on how your other videos are performing. It depends on how are your keywords, your descriptions, and now the hashtags, because you can use hashtags on YouTube, which doesn't make absolute no sense for me. And you know, this is all this kind of stuff which they came up with. And also now the shorts, you know, if yeah, I mean, we should try shorts too, to be honest, because shorts are really not bad, but only now they just enabled it
now
in Luxembourg and in Europe. Here in Luxembourg, they just enabled it like last week, so we are always late for a show, I say.
Oh wow.
But man, yeah, I think you just got to go along with YouTube, with everything that YouTube does, like the new functionalities. You just always have to use them. I just have the feeling that they're watching you, and because we never used the stories on YouTube, which was a huge mistake, because when we started using these stories, we really noticed you know, more people subscribing and stuff, and people actually engaging with the stories. And man, this is something we never done before, and now it's already too late. You know, same goes for the shorts.
Yeah, it does feel like nowadays, to get established on a new social media platform or a new surface on an existing social media platform like Shorts, you really have to be one of the first. It's not like with YouTube, like after the first 5 years, you could still jump on YouTube and become, you know, a big either celebrity or someone with a lot of subscribers. Now it seems like if you're not one of the early users, you just kind of missed your shot, because there's so much change happening all the time.
Mm.
But then again, that could just be us, because I do look at, my thing is I don't want to discourage anybody. I think
Not at all.
I've had people on here that, you know,
Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of feel different because sometimes I see channels with 1K subscribers having like those 50,000 views, and sometimes I get that feeling that they are pushing more the
new channels.
the new channels, and all those big channels. I don't know. They don't rank anymore. They don't suggest them anymore. So
It's hard to tell, man.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. You'll
Yeah.
find definitely people starting on YouTube now and
Yeah.
still going great, but you also will find people.
oh man, Western European internet strikes again.
But is everything okay?
Oh, it cut out temporarily.
Okay, great.
Okay, so let's move on to something positive about YouTube then. So your most popular beat, and you talked about this earlier. It's titled "One Last Time." It was uploaded about 5 years ago, and it has over 13 million views, which is a lot. What do you think made that beat so special? What made that beat earn so many views?
I think it's like Andre said before. This beat. I think first of all, the feeling that it had for us when we did it, we just felt like, okay, this one is really great, like this vocal, and it's special. And then when it came out, like Andre said before, these remixes, it was used a lot in Tupac remixes, and people used this beat a lot, and also Quando Rondo used it, so it went huge.
Okay, let's talk about the Quando Rondo thing. What year did he use it? Because this was 5 years ago. So whatever, I can't do math. What was 5 years ago? 2016.
It was 20. Actually, I think it was for his mixtape, Something Before Success. He has a mixtape which is called something like that, and he wanted to use it for his mixtape. And it was, I believe it was in 2018. We were in Egypt.
Yes.
And we got a call from his manager or his A&R. I don't really remember. And they were like, hey, Quando used one of your beats from YouTube. Can we have a deal? And we ended up not having a deal with them, because it would imply that we would take the beat out of YouTube. And at that time, it had already like 300,000 views or 500,000 views. I don't remember really. And we didn't want to take the beat out of YouTube. It was like,
and it was a best-selling beat.
Yeah, it was a best-selling beat at that time, and still today. And we just didn't want to take it out of YouTube, and so they used it only for YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. The song is called "Go Wrong" from Quando Rondo, but it's not on Spotify.
So what ended up happening? Because I've gotten those situations, to those offers where someone will just say, yeah, we want to use it, take it down. What ended up happening? You just didn't come to an agreement and he just used it anyway?
I think it was already out on YouTube.
It was out on YouTube.
Yes, it was out on YouTube, and they wanted to sign an agreement so they can put it on Spotify.
Exactly, and we refused it. Yeah.
Yes. Because in our opinion,
but the song's still up. The song's still up on YouTube. Yeah.
But it's not on Spotify.
No.
Okay, and they didn't want to do a non-exclusive agreement. That was the problem.
No. Yeah, exactly. We actually offered, but back in 2018, unlimited licenses for most of the people, and especially for label people, was like no-go. That didn't exist, like, for them. In our experience, at least,
Yeah.
Do you think that's changing now?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you had that happen then? Where? Yeah. So okay, because I was going to ask, what is your stance on exclusive beats?
How what do you mean exactly by what's our stance? If we sell them, or if
I know. Okay, so let me ask you this then. I know that recently you've created on BeatStars a
oh
playlist
yeah,
of just exclusive beats, right?
exactly.
Um, and those are specifically just to be sold exclusively, not leased, right?
Now, yes, they were in our beat stores forever, and you know they're not gonna lie, they're pretty old beats, which wouldn't perform so good. So we just thought, hey, let's, because we wanted to put them private on YouTube anyway. So we just like, hey, let's make an action, and you know just show love to people. It was specially made for people who follow us for a long time because we sent that out to our email list. It wasn't even, we didn't even promote it on BeatStars. It was more, you know, to get these exclusive deals to our people, which been buying beats from us like for a long time. It wasn't something like we did, hey, let's make a beat and make this offer. No, that we don't do that. Like it's not. In my opinion, nobody should do it. But in our case, it was like an offer, right? It was a deal on older beats, which we didn't want, which we wouldn't sell anyway. So we're glad that they gone, actually.
So let's say you have a beat that has already sold, 3 to 10 licenses, and someone wants to
Mhm.
buy it exclusively. What do you do?
Oh yeah, we informed them actually that it has been sold before, and if they still cool with it, then it's okay.
Okay, so you will sell an exclusive then,
Oh yeah, definitely. Why not? I
but not
mean,
the super popular. Like if something's getting 300,000 views on YouTube, maybe not
No,
not so
no. I know
easily.
what you mean. I know what you mean. Like we analyze every time. Okay, this beat maybe sold like 50
oh
times.
yeah, definitely.
Then we don't sell the exclusive one. We always recommend the unlimited license. But like if we just sold one premium license, why not selling the exclusive
Yeah,
license?
exactly. That's what I mean. And this playlist with exclusive beats, like I said, it was like beats that
Yeah.
like didn't perform that good, or I think just sold very a few ones or not at all. So we was like, hey, if anybody wants to catch this exclusive because nobody used it or nobody like did like great songs with it,
Yeah.
here's the deal. That's it. But yeah, come back to your question. We don't like to sell exclusive beats too because we had so many requests for one last time to buy the exclusive. Man, we wouldn't even take $5,000 to be honest.
Yeah, and that's always it's always hard to have a conversation about. Couple more questions about YouTube, and then I want to move away
Mhm.
from YouTube. Your thumbnail style hasn't really changed for 5 years. Why do you use that format, and why has it been so effective for you, do you think?
It's kind of funny because
It's super funny.
starting from this Sunday we are changing thumbnails because we feel like because we actually we tried to change it like
Yeah.
because we have like this graffiti style of how you say of
What, the
writing.
letters? Yeah, the writing.
And we tried like to put it like some
Normal ones. Yeah.
normal ones, and it didn't quite went good, and we came back to the old style, and right now we are changing again, but completely different.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have to try different things because YouTube is going down, so we have to try different things, maybe a different layout too, and yes.
Okay, interesting. So last YouTube question: how nowadays in 2021, how do you title your beat videos, and how do you find your keywords?
Good question. It really will depend on the beats we make. For the sad beats, we stick to sad emotional rap beat. Sometimes we've been using Lil TJ type beat, but it's really like very recent.
Yeah.
But before that, we really only would stick to that one keyword, sad emotional rap beat or sad emotional piano rap beat because we always include piano in our song, in our beats. But then because we upload twice a week on the other uploads, which are not sad, they are more like German specific, you know, kind of beats. And yeah, these beats are really, it really depends on the type of beat it is. So we will also implement the names of the artists in Germany, which we think could fit, and this works pretty well. To be honest, our German community, shout out to them as well, really supports our sound and really are great buyers of our beats, man. Like these German type beats, it's really crazy.
How many languages do you speak?
6.
Yes.
Jesus Lord.
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've traveled throughout Europe, and it's common for people to, I guess not all over. I mean, southern France and central France, now they speak French there, and that's kind of it. But when you get closer to the borders, they speak French and German and English, or Switzerland, same French, German, English. In America, we speak English. That's kind of it.
Man, but you speak great English. Like this is something that we be working on too. We have to work on this. English is really something which really.
But we don't care. We honestly don't care. That's the thing that you have to know about Americans. We don't care what the English sounds like. We hear it all. No, we don't even know what the correct way to say half of the things we say. Actually, it's not like other languages where it's a little more straightforward.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's transition from YouTube over to BeatStars. You have almost 50,000 followers on BeatStars. What strategy did you use to attract so many followers?
I think the most come from YouTube, to be honest, and from the marketplace. Again, I feel like making sad music and sad beats in general, like sad music in general just resonates more with people, in my opinion, because I love sad music too. You know, I just feel like people, they browse through you know, on BeatStars, and they hear what we do. Oh, they make sad beats, let's follow them. It doesn't mean that, and I think you can relate to this maybe as well, it doesn't mean that you have 50,000 followers, that you have 50,000 engagements whenever you drop something. You know, that is very important. And this is also something which bothered me a lot with YouTube and in numbers in general. It doesn't mean that you have X amount of followers that everybody will engage with you. Sometimes they just, you know, pass by, they drop a follow because they love the beat, and then they never come back. But we didn't do anything specific, to be honest. For BeatStars, we really, I don't know, man.
We just started recently with this.
Yeah, we are on BeatStars like 2 or 3 years ago. We joined.
We actually had like conversation with Mike.
Oh yeah.
And he told us like we are not using all that stuff, all those playlists, and all that stuff that we should use.
We are still learning.
Yeah.
So, wait a minute. So when I met you in Atlanta, you weren't even on BeatStars then?
No, we were about to join.
Yes.
We were about to join. I think we joined in May 2019.
Yes.
Oh wow, damn! So in just a little under 3 years, you've managed to
make
that's a lot of followers. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like again, but we didn't do anything specific. We just started promoting beats like this year. And also albums. I think we promoted an album, a beat pack album. We promoted really hard for Black Friday. This is actually cool stuff, man, in BeatStars. If we knew, we had joined like years ago, because to be honest, that was a big turning point in our sales.
Yeah.
Man, BeatStars, like we doubled sales since we joined BeatStars. Not gonna lie, the marketplace is a huge thing. Like producers have to be on BeatStars, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about the beat pack, because a lot of people, I don't think a lot of BeatStars users even know that they can do that. And I remember when I first saw the album feature, I was like, oh cool, I'm just gonna put a bunch of my Drake type beats in a bundle and sell them. And I haven't marketed it yet, but I look at it and I look at what a lot of people are doing with funnel marketing and that kind of thing, and they're spending a lot of money on these other platforms. And I look at it and I was like, I can do that with with BeatStars,
Yeah.
especially if I just create a free landing page with like MailChimp or something. So is that kind of what you did for your Black Friday sale, or how did you put that together?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
really the album,
Yes.
the album tool. You
Yeah.
you want to elaborate?
Yeah, because before that we had like also like beat pack, like 50 beat pack, I think it was, and we just send it out with
With the link, yeah.
with the link over email marketing, and it was kind of trashy, I would say, because for the license we had also to send it like manually.
Separately,
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
And with this album, it's crazy.
This tool,
They buy it there, they receive everything, and you
Yeah.
don't have to do anything else.
shout out to Mike, man. Like he was like, "Hey, this album tool is cool. You know, you should use it because when people buy the album, they can like download everything separately.
Yeah.
Also, the license separately." I was like, "Damn!"
Yeah.
So if you make a beat pack of 50 or 100 beats, like we did like last year, we just bundled 100 beats, and I don't know, it was 30. Yeah, and this is also great function, man. So we enabled 2 licenses for that same beat pack. So if you want to buy that beat pack, let's say for a premium license, it will cost you $30. But if you want an unlimited license for these 100 beats, then you pay 100 or 150, whatever. And it doesn't change anything in the technical aspect. So it's the same. So if people buy the unlimited, they just get all the files to their email and they have to download everything separately. And this was a huge thing for us because we were like, and they can preview the beats. Wow, man, it was, because if you do that with a sound pack and with a separate link, then people, man, you struggle to give a preview to the people, right? And with BeatStars, you really can preview each single beat. And when people find 2 or 3 beats they like, they're gonna buy the pack. And that's what happened last year. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's okay. 3 of the biggest problems I had when I was trying to sell beat packs before the album feature was, one, hosting, and file delivery, because you put it on Dropbox, and then you need to buy a premium Dropbox account, and then or Google Drive or something, and then you run out of your quota, or you're using all these other file sharing services that just have adware, or just it's horrible. Yeah. And you can't preview the individual beats, so people have no idea what they're paying for. They just have to trust you. And then 2, the licensing, right? And there's no kind of licensing involved. And then 3, the streaming element. So it's just kind of all there. And I don't know, I think that the people that catch on early are going to really gain a lot from it. But I don't see too many people using it yet.
Yeah, they should, man. Like, to be honest, people in there, and even if you take that part from this interview, I think it's really important that producers use this feature, because it just enables the customer to feel safe and to feel, there's no, hidden things. Like, you can listen to all the beats included in this pack. And what's even crazy, I think Mike told us that even if they don't end up buying the pack, imagine they really listen to a beat, because they're going to preview the beats, Imagine they listen to a beat they really like, they don't buy the pack, but they're going to buy this beat, and they end up buying the unlimited license of this beat. You already made more than if you would have sold the pack, right? So, man, I think this feature is great, because it has also the cover. You can custom the cover, and then you can use an external link to promote it. You can do everything with it. Like, it's basically the same, and it's on BeatStars, and the files delivery is like, I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something you mentioned earlier, which was email marketing. What do you use for email marketing?
MailChimp.
Yeah.
And you use the BeatStars integration for that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How often do you send out emails?
Once a week.
Yes.
How do you write your emails? What do they look like? How are they formatted?
Man. Help us. Do you have a template? Because
I used to use a template, and Dylan Graham told me that all he does is just write text only and just talk
Yeah.
to people? And is that something you do?
Now, yes, because we saw that cymatics do that as well, and it works pretty good with me. So we thought just writing text is very effective way not to annoy people, you know, and they just go straight to the point. Just you don't have to like make a big thing like, and then like these funnels repeating everything. So hey, you can get $50 discount everything today instead of 3,000. You get it for 10. Man, when you do email marketing, you just go straight to the point. In three sentences, you say, hey, here's this offer. We're thinking about doing this and this. What you guys think? Reply to this email. Let's connect. Blah blah blah, and it works pretty well.
Okay. Other than email marketing, YouTube, and BeatStars, do you use any other kind of marketing tools or paid ads?
Instead of Instagram, we use Instagram. We have a marketing account, like it's not our main account, but we use a different account, which is still labeled Majestic Beats, because a lot of people use fake accounts to promote, which I feel it's really stupid thing to do. I know you've been annoyed with that kind of stuff a lot lately. People reaching out on DMs, man, it's horrible. But yeah, we use Instagram. We try to use everything we can. Facebook works pretty well, to be honest. And we definitely have used ads on Facebook.
When you say Facebook works pretty well, you're not referring to ads. You're just talking about posting beats on Facebook.
Also the ads. The ads work pretty well, to be honest.
Okay, but let's say you're not paying for the ad. How do you use Facebook to market?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then it's difficult because the reach is awful on Facebook.
Okay, so you were talking about ads. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
had
definitely. Yeah.
some
But
secret.
Yeah, but we send messages
Yeah.
because we have a ton of messages of people there, and when we like for the album, we send it out on email marketing. We send all those people that messages on Facebook. We send them the link. We send on Instagram. We send everyone. So
direct message, yeah. This is actually thing. It's a lot of work, but if you use direct messages from people who has messaged you before, there's no shame in doing that. You say, hey, we had a conversation a few months ago. I just wanted to inform you guys we have that new pack up. Thought could be interesting for you, and this is not annoying people in our experience.
Yeah.
But you have to. I think if you write it yourself, it immediately gives that real thing, this real approach, not like this spammy stuff, the copy paste. That doesn't work, in my opinion.
Okay, so we're running out of time. One last question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If you had to start over today from scratch, how would you build your online beat licensing business?
Today, now, if we starting
Yeah.
up now, man, that's a good question. You want to try? You want to try first?
I think I wouldn't do anything different than we did.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know.
Because except YouTube, what platform do you have to upload your videos? Yeah, BeatStars, yes, of course. But
I don't know. Like if we were about to start today with the same passion as we started back in 2013, I think we wouldn't do anything else or different, because if you love to make beats and if you love to share your music with other people, because that's what it's all about in the end. You just share your music with other people. People resonate with it, buy your music. You can live off it. It's beautiful. But in the beginning, it's not this. It's like a passion thing. It's a hobby. It's something we did for years for free, not earning €1, like $1 in your case, not earning money from it. And it was just like, we do it. And if your music's good enough, the world will let you know, and eventually you will start making money off it. And then you try to scale that thing that you just started. And there's a couple of things we would make different, definitely, but once we would earn money out of it, like today, we would think about opening a company maybe in another country. That's an example which we would do differently. But for your question as of how we would make something different towards starting a YouTube channel, yes. Starting a BeatStars account, yes.
Yes.
Going on SoundCloud, using everything which is out there, TikTok. Maybe we would be on TikTok because we're not. We're not on TikTok, so yeah, definitely this would be something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into TikTok. Sometimes
Yeah, we too, man.
It's weird. So I'm happy when I get 1,000 views on a beat on TikTok.
Okay, so you upload your beats on TikTok, like with a visual and
it's me. It's hard because it's not. I don't think a visualizer is going to work. I don't think the YouTube approach works for TikTok, but I know the duet feature is cool. But the people that are killing the duet feature are people like I don't like all the live beat performers that do pads and stuff. And like I can do a little of that, but I'm not doing all that.
Yeah.
So I think, okay, well, let me at least do something so it looks like it's a collaborative effort. So I'll maybe film myself playing keys and then programming drums, and then I sync it to the beat. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a lot of freaking work. It's way more work than a visualizer, I'll say.
Man, the question that I always ask these people that are on TikTok and doing this stuff, or also on Instagram Reels or whatever, my question is always, do you like what you're doing? Or are you doing this to get results? And this is a question which changes everything, because if you do TikTok videos to get results, eventually it will feel overwhelming work. But if you do it because you have fun, you're having fun, you don't care about how many people are engaging to it, because you're just, putting out content because you feel great doing it. And this is, I think, the main difference why people get successful or not, because this is also something we humans have. We just can relate to that energy when you're putting out content. If you just put out content,
and we can see it too.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why we are not on TikTok, because we just
don't like it yet.
Like it. We don't feel like being there, and
It would be weird.
Bro, we don't even play keys that well, you see. So if we can't fake it. You can't fake it, man. Even if it's social media, you just can't fake your real passion towards something. So I just feel like you just have to have fun in the first place, and then the world will let you know if you should invest your time in it or not.
Okay, so how do people find you on social media, follow you, check out your beats, so forth?
So on Instagram, it's Magestickrecords. Facebook also Magestickrecords.
Yeah.
BeatStars.
It's Magestickrecords.
So every time Magestickrecords.
Perfect, man. Once again, thank you both. Really appreciate your straightforward and honest answers and your time. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Dame's back next Monday. Thank you. Much continued success. We're back Monday, same time. And then, right after this, actually right now, I'm encroaching on their time because we ran 3 minutes over. But Twitter Spaces, twitter.com/BeatStars or @BeatStars on Twitter. They're on Twitter Spaces right now live. So go over there and get some more free advice on how to sell more beats and build your beat leasing business. Appreciate you guys once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I'm honored to be here, really.
I'm honored to have you on. Thank you.